What if I told you that some animals don't just laugh, they fake it, using deception as a tool to climb the social ladder and outsmart their rivals? Picture a moonlit savanna. A chorus of high-pitched yips and chuckles echoes through the darkness, the sound of jackals communicating, bonding, reinforcing their family ties. But hidden within that chorus is something strange, laughter that isn't genuine. Laughter that's performed, exaggerated, even faked. And it's not by accident. It's a calculated act of social manipulation. For years, researchers believed these vocalizations were straightforward expressions of joy, play, or cohesion. But then something didn't add up. In certain groups, some jackals seemed to laugh more often when tensions were high, when a rival was nearby, when there was something to gain. That's when scientists began to ask, could jackals be deceiving each other with laughter? To understand why an animal would pretend to feel something it doesn't, we need to look at the jackal's world. A world built on alliances, status, and survival. In the wild, jackals live in tight family units, often led by a dominant breeding pair. Subordinates help raise pups, guard territory, and cooperate during hunts. But life isn't always harmonious. Younger jackals often challenge older ones. Siblings compete for attention and resources. And outsiders sometimes try to infiltrate the group. In this delicate social web, communication isn't just about sharing information, it's about influence. And laughter, it turns out, is one of their most powerful tools. Genuine jackal laughter usually happens during play, when they're relaxed, bonding, or releasing tension. It's contagious, it strengthens social bonds, but fake laughter is different. It's used strategically. A lower-ranking jackal might laugh excessively around a dominant one, not because it's happy, but to appear non-threatening, to avoid conflict, or to gain favor. It's like an employee laughing at the boss's bad joke, not out of genuine amusement, but to fit in, to be accepted, to survive. But the deception goes deeper. Researchers have recorded instances where a jackal will laugh to mislead others about its intentions. Imagine two jackals eyeing the same piece of food. One might start play laughing, not because it's playful, but to distract the other, to lower its guard, creating an opening to snatch the prize. It's a bluff, a performance. And in the wild, where every meal matters, that performance can mean the difference between eating and going hungry. Even more fascinating is how jackals use fake laughter during territorial disputes. When a rival group approaches the boundary, members of the home pack will often gather and vocalize, a show of unity meant to intimidate. But sometimes, a jackal that's actually nervous or uncertain will laugh louder and longer than the others, not out of confidence, but to create the illusion of confidence. It's a way of saying, we're not afraid, even when they are. And often, that's enough to make intruders back down. What's truly remarkable is how nuanced this behavior is. Jackals seem to recognize the difference between real and fake laughter, at least most of the time. They respond more cautiously to exaggerated or out-of-context calls. But the fakers are clever too. They adjust their tone, their timing, their body language, blending the fake with the genuine so skillfully that it becomes almost impossible to detect the lie. It's a high-stakes game of social poker, where reading the other player correctly can determine your place in the group. This isn't just about jackals, either. Deceptive vocalization appears in other intelligent social animals, like dolphins mimicking whistles to confuse others, or monkeys giving false alarm calls to scatter competitors. But jackals stand out because their deception is so emotional. They're not just hiding or tricking, they're pretending to feel something they don't. And that level of social sophistication hints at something deeper. A rich inner world where relationships are negotiated, manipulated, and carefully maintained. So why do they do it? Because in a society where rank determines everything, from mating rights to food access, sometimes the best way to move up is to pretend you're already where you want to be. By faking laughter, a subordinate jackal can ease tensions, build trust, and slowly improve its standing without confrontation. It's a silent strategy, a non-violent path to power. Of course, there are risks. If a jackal is caught faking too often, it can lose credibility. Others may become wary, less responsive to its calls. In extreme cases, it might even be ostracized. So the most successful deceivers are those who use the tactic sparingly, who know when to laugh for real, and when to laugh for effect. In the end, the jackal's fake laughter reveals something profound about intelligence in the animal kingdom. It's not just about solving puzzles or using tools, it's about navigating complex social landscapes, understanding what others feel, and using that understanding to shape their behavior. When a jackal fakes a laugh, it's not just making a sound. It's playing a role. It's telling a story. And in doing so, it's surviving and thriving in a world where perception is often as important as reality. Have you ever seen an animal behave in a way that seemed surprisingly clever or deceptive? Share your story in the comments. And if you want more insights into the hidden intelligence of wildlife, subscribe to Animal Fact Vault.